Okay, that's a hard question. My name is Mikaela Curtis. I'm a senior in high school, so that's 12th grade, and I've been training with Juwan since I was 11 years old, I think.
11 years old. Is that 8 years? Then?
It'll be 7 years. I can do math.
You're 19, right?
I'm 18.
Got it. Okay. What do you think is the biggest change in your game since training with Juwan? Like, what are some improvements that have come across that otherwise you wouldn't have?
I've made a lot of improvements. When I started training with Juwan, I could not shoot a basketball at all. I shot two-handed like this at all times. So definitely learning how to shoot has been a big one. But after like one training session with Juwan, I could dribble between my legs. So he's improved my shooting, my ball handling, my knowledge of the game, my IQ. Basically all around, I'm a better player because of him. And every year I keep making like leaps forward. Because every year I'm learning something.
Okay. What do you feel like has consistently been your advantage over other girls when you're competing with people who basically haven't trained with Juwan? Like, what do you have that they don't?
I think it's twofold. I think firstly, my advantage is my IQ because the way that Juwan is teaching stuff, he puts a lot of emphasis on learning the game and knowing the game and studying the game. So I think there's a lot of situations where I just know more than my opponents. And then also there's never really been a whole lot of girls here at Juwan's. And so I think part of my advantage comes with spending all my training with guys who are bigger, stronger, faster. So then when I get in season, I'm playing against girls, I'm, quicker and stronger, and I can play against people who, a couple years ago I wouldn't have been able to compete with.
Okay. What do you feel like are, I guess, a few things you've learned from Juwan, training with them, just being around him, that you've learned that are bigger than basketball?
Bigger than basketball? I'd say all those little, funny little sayings he has. Like, if you know the importance of the little things, you'll realize there are no little things. You gotta fail your way to success sometimes. Learning how to practice is a skill that extends beyond basketball. So really, a lot of the time when he's talking or when he's kind of lecturing us, it's about basketball, but it's not really about basketball. So I feel like I'm learning life skills as well.
What are your interests outside of basketball? I feel like you have a lot.
Outside of basketball, I really enjoy reading, mostly fantasy, YA fantasy. I like to write my own poetry and short stories. And I'm on the worship team at my church, so I like music as well.
How do you feel like, I guess, people involved in Starplairs, is there a type of community or understanding you have with other people who have trained with Juwan? Like, within basketball, there's people who love basketball and then there's people who train with Juwan. Do you feel like there's a different type of bond or communication you have with those people?
Oh yeah, I feel like we've definitely got a community going. It's a pretty consistent group of guys and occasional girls. And we see each other 3 times a week in the summer. And I definitely think there's that sense of we're here putting in work that other people aren't. So just by being here on a Monday night, a Wednesday night, a Friday night, consistently, you definitely get that sense of we're all a part of something bigger, and this is going to help all of us individually when we go to school ball, and it's probably going to help us in life because we're learning to be committed and to work hard at such an early age. And so I definitely feel there's a sense of community.
So, you're familiar with Coach Starr?
Yes. Yes, I'm familiar with Coach Starr.
So Coach Starr is basically just making his debut here at Starplairs.
Right.
So I was just wondering if you have any regrets at the fact that basically his training program is starting when you're so old. Like, what do you feel like would have happened if he had got here when you were younger or sooner?
I definitely feel like if Coach Starr had been here earlier, I could have learned his secrets, the ways he's teaching the children. I could have learned a lot of his not passing drills, which are really, that's a skill I've never been good at. Sadly, I've always been described as a pass first point guard, and I'm just thinking about how that could have been different if I had had Coach Starr around to teach me to not pass.
I'm sorry. You've had some looks from schools, right?
Hmm.
Do you mind listing what you've got so far and what you're most interested in?
Okay, yeah, I have an offer from Sarah Lawrence College in upstate New York. I have an official visit planned with Macalester College in Minnesota. I am talking to Skidmore, which is in Saratoga Springs, New York. And then I'm kind of in the talking stage with a couple different schools. I would really, really like Columbia to email me back because they're my dream school. And I went to camp there and I really liked it. But really, I'm just kind of looking for people to show interest in me at this point, you know, and so that's kind of how I'm building my list of where I'm most interested in based on, you know, what does the school have to offer and ways of academics because I'm looking for a high academic institution, and then, you know, how interested are they in me.
Do you feel like basketball has helped broaden your options? Because you've got the grades for schools regardless, but do you feel like basketball helps, hurts, or anything in between?
I think basketball has made me consider other options because when I was younger, I wasn't really sure if college was something I wanted to do. Just because my parents are entrepreneurs and have their own business, and so I didn't need a degree to have a job because I've got a job waiting for me. And so, you know, basketball has definitely become this thing where I'm like, now I have a passion for it and I know I want to take it to the next level and I want to keep doing this for the next 4 years of my life and, you know, beyond if that's something that is in my path. But yeah, I'm definitely now, I'm a person who wants to go to college and I'm thinking about it for sure. And I'm looking at options, and it's just really cool seeing what options there are out there, places to learn and to live and to play basketball. So I definitely think basketball is helping me like change my perspective kind of on what I want to do with my life.
Hmm. What do you feel like basketball wise is the next step in your game?
I need to get more physical. I need to get stronger. I need to put on some weight, like some muscle. I need to work on defending more positions. Like right now, I guard guards out on the perimeter, but I need to work on being able to guard like threes and fours, kind of inside. I need to get better at finishing through contact. That's always been something that I've struggled with, is being more physical and getting into people's bodies. So I need to do that. And then this year, I'd like to get my scoring numbers up just a little. I'm not really kind of a score first person. Like I said, I'm a pass first player, but I am able to score and get to the rim when I want to. And I think I should try and display that a little bit more in my games, just so I'm kind of putting on a view of my full game every game.